It'll be all right.
All right. We are on Chimney today. Chimney is part of the Stonecutter Hollow network here at Blacksburg. One of the newer trail systems. And pretty fun, fast and flowy. Leans down into, splits off at Mineral Way. And if you stay on Chimney, you go down and up over to Gateway. But you go on Mineral Way, you go all the way to the bottom, down to Meadowbrook, where you can take it back over to McDonald Hollow, or go to Gateway on the road if you want. But definitely got a bit too much air in my front tire, sliding all over the place. It's a little dry today. Alright. So yeah, this trail is pretty narrow. It's all pretty much no pedaling. Very little pedaling, not no pedaling. But you have to pedal to get here. So I came up McDonald Hollow, and about, I don't know, maybe half a mile on the fire road. This is Snyder's Knob, I think they're still closed. Some really nice berms here. They're kind of loose, at least right now. It's been maybe a week since we had a good rain, so everything's a little dry. Definitely gives your calves a workout. From this trail, you can get to Wavelength if you want to do the downhill only jump trail. Or again, carry it all the way down Mineral Way, which is pretty fun if you're just looking for some flowy gravity. Don't mind riding on the road or coming back up this. I think in total, I want to say Chimney in total is 3 miles, but half of that is heading back over to Gateway. And Mineral Way is, I think, like 3/4 of a mile. But, so here it get kind of narrow. Don't go off to the right. And there we go. So a little bit of pedaling here now. Not bad. Ooh. You can coast through most of it if you keep the speed up. A lot of those high berms are built into the hills where there are a lot of rocks, and definitely starts to get exposed once it rains. All right, here's a little bit of pedaling. And some rocks. Not too bad though. I think this is pretty much the only pedaling. I've only ridden this trail. This is maybe my 3rd or 4th time on this trail. It's fun, but just there's no parking at the bottom of Stonecutters, which I think is the big detractor. So to get here, you either need to come halfway up Gateway and go over on Chimney, go most of the way up Gateway, and come over on, I say it's called Possum Tracks, which is a pretty much all rock garden. Or come in off the Fire Ray from like Poverty Creek or McDonald Hollow like I did today. Whew. All right. Once we change into Mineral Way, it's a little tighter, more switchbacks and little jumps and things. So here's where Possum Track comes in, which is again very rocky. Gave the legs a little bit of a rest. Everything here, except for Wavelength, is multi-purpose trails. So bi-directional, you might see hikers, you might see horses. So you do have to be careful around blind turns. But if you are coming to ride in Blacksburg, it definitely part of the newer trails. It's definitely fun if you don't mind pedaling to get over here. I do believe I've heard that there is going to be some expansion to get better access to this, whether that's a trail at the bottom of Gateway or actually opening up the parking fire road at the bottom of this. Not really sure, but I would definitely ride here more if it was easier to get to. All right. This is fairly flat here. It's not a bad pedal. A little bit of an uphill. I'm getting close to Mineral Way. So if you want to do jump trails, you can hop off on the Wavelength right there. I had a bad crash on Wavelength last year. I haven't really been back since, but I will again. Problem again is access. If you hurt yourself out there, it's hard to get out and hard to get somebody in there. So now that we're on Mineral Way, it starts to get a little different. Definitely fast. A lot of switchbacks, tight sections. Definitely watch out for trees. This section here. It's fun, but you gotta be on your toes. A lot of tight berms like this. Again, it's kind of dry, so a little bit loose. That's okay. This, gotta be careful there. Here's a rock roll on Wavelength. So you can cut over if you want to the bottom part of Wavelength. Cross Wavelength a couple times, come close to it. Not a huge fan of jumps with rock takeoffs. On these trails, I imagine when they're first built, they're nice and smooth, but after the weather gets to them, they become pretty harsh. So you can get bucked pretty easily if you're not careful. probably won't be able to see it, but off to the right is the two big tabletops on Wavelength, where I ate it last year. Insert clip here. Oh, tree! That tree's gonna be a problem in a few years. Legs are definitely feeling it. I like the jumps on this trail, but you really got to be on it because they are steep. Here's the bottom part of Wavelength. And cross over. This is called the road connector. It's actually one of the most fun parts of the trail, honestly. Bunch of pump bumps. Nice turn switchbacks, pretty narrow. Make sure your brakes are working. It's a nice end to the trail. A little bit of everything, and then there we go. So this is the road connector. It's about a quarter mile back to the road, and then another quarter mile over to McDonald Hollow. But you could go back up Fire Road here or back up the road connector, but honestly it's pretty narrow. Bottom of Wavelength's not too far up this corner. And that is the upper part of Chimney and Mineral Way.